You're tired. Not the kind of tired that disappears after a good night of sleep. Not the kind that a weekend fixes. Not even the kind that a vacation fully heals. This is a deeper exhaustion, one that lives under the surface, one that follows you quietly, even when everything around you looks fine. You wake up already feeling behind. Before your feet touch the floor, your mind is already running. Messages waiting, responsibilities calling, deadlines hovering. You haven't even started the day, and yet you already feel like you're late. So you move. You get dressed. You show up. You do what needs to be done. You work. You stay busy. You keep going. And somehow, after all that effort, your life still feels the same. Different days. Same feeling that at some point, something subtle happens. You stop asking questions. Not because you found the answers, but because questioning feels dangerous. You start telling yourself this is just how life works. That adulthood is supposed to feel heavy. That everyone is tired. That this is normal. But it isn't. And deep down, you know that. Most people believe exhaustion comes from weakness, from laziness, from not trying hard enough. They believe the solution is always more effort. Wake up earlier. Push harder. Optimize your routine. Be more disciplined. If you're tired, it must be your fault. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. The most exhausted people are rarely the lazy ones. They're usually the most responsible, the ones who carry weight quietly, the ones who don't complain, the ones who show up even when they're empty. They do what's expected of them. They meet deadlines. They keep promises. They take care of others. They don't quit. They endure. And that endurance stays praised. But endurance without direction slowly destroys you. Because modern exhaustion doesn't come from doing nothing. It comes from doing everything that doesn't move you forward. You're not tired because you lack effort. You're tired because your effort is being drained by a life that demands everything and gives very little back, that you're using your energy to maintain a structure you didn't consciously choose. A schedule that controls you. A pace that exhausts you. A definition of success you inherited without questioning. At some point, you didn't decide this life. You adapted to it. And adaptation feels smart until it costs you your soul. Here's the part no one warns you about. Staying busy feels productive. It feels responsible that IT feels safe. Busyness gives you something to hide behind. As long as you're busy, you didn't have to ask hard questions. As long as your calendar is full, you don't have to confront the emptiness. As long as you're moving, you don't have to ask where you're going. Busyness creates the illusion of progress, and illusions are powerful. The system understands this perfectly. That's why it doesn't reward freedom. It rewards obedience. If you wake up early, follow instructions, respond quickly, meet deadlines, and repeat, you're considered successful. Even if your life feels smaller every year, even if your creativity is gone, even if your energy never fully returns, busyness keeps you distracted. Distraction keeps you obedient, and obedience keeps the system running smoothly. Especially for those who benefit from IT.so, when people begin to feel stuck, truly stuck, they usually make the same mistake. They work harder. They add more routines. They listen to more productivity advice. They try to squeeze more output from an already exhausted body. They believe discipline will save them. But discipline without clarity doesn't create freedom. It creates burnout. Hard work is not the enemy. Hard work is powerful, but power without direction is dangerous. If you aim your effort at the wrong target, all you do is reinforce the cage. You didn't escape. You optimize your prison. You become more efficient at surviving a life that slowly drains you. This is where most people miss the real shift. Freedom does not begin with action. It begins with awareness. Awareness of how your time is actually spent. Awareness of what drains you versus what builds you. Awareness of which commitments are necessary and which ones you accepted without thinking. Most people never stop long enough to see the structure they're inside of. They just adapt to it. They normalize it. They survive it. But survival is not the same as living. The moment you truly see the trap, something changes. The structure doesn't disappear. Your responsibilities don't magically vanish. But the illusion breaks. And once the illusion breaks, it never fully returns. You start noticing things you ignored before. How your best energy goes to obligations that don't matter to you. How your creative thoughts only appear when you're too tired to act on them. How your days are full, but your life feels empty. You start realizing that exhaustion is not random. It's patterned. It follows your schedule. It follows your priorities. It follows the parts of your life that are out of alignment. This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's not about rejecting responsibility. It's not about escaping society. That's a fantasy. This is about something quieter, something more honest. It's about understanding that exhaustion is a signal, not a failure, not a personal flaw, a signal that your energy is being traded for stability instead of meaning, a signal that your time is being consumed by maintenance, not growth, a signal that you are busy but not free, and signals ignored long enough turn into consequences. Years pass quietly, opportunities close without announcement. Dreams don't die dramatically. They fade point one day. You look back and realize you were busy your entire life, but you never felt alive. This is the moment most people avoid, the moment where the question becomes unavoidable. It's not, can you keep going like this? You already know you can. You've proven that. The real question is, why are you still moving in a direction that costs you your clarity, your energy, and your life? Why do you keep investing your best hours into a system that gives you just enough comfort to stay, but never enough freedom to leave? Why do you accept exhaustion as normal when deep down you know it's a warning? If this feels uncomfortable, that's not an accident. Discomfort is the beginning of awareness, and awareness is dangerous. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start questioning things you never questioned before. Why your time belongs to everyone but you. Why rest feels like guilt. Why silence feels uncomfortable. Why doing nothing feels wrong. You begin to realize how deeply conditioned you are. How early it started. How subtly it shaped you. From a young age, you were taught to prepare for a life of productivity, not a life of meaning. Be useful, be reliable, be efficient, and no one taught you how to protect your energy. No one taught you how to choose your direction. No one taught you how to sit with silence long enough to hear yourself think. Yes, well, you learned to move, to perform, to stay busy. And the busier you became, the quieter your inner voice grew. Until one day, you could barely hear it at all. This is why so many people feel lost even when their lives look successful. They followed every rule. They did everything right. And still, something feels missing because success without alignment feels empty. And productivity without purpose feels cruel. This is where the real work begins. Not external work, internal work. Not adding more effort, but removing what doesn't matter. Not moving faster, but stopping long enough to see. This is not comfort. This is not glamorous, but it is necessary because freedom is not given to the busiest person. It's claimed by the most aware one. And awareness always has a cost. It costs